Confronting your parents and telling them that they are the cause of all your problems, or in this case, the cause of all of your siblings' problems. Is that fair? Is that the right thing to do? G'day there guys, it's your main man Markee, and welcome back to another episode of r/Am I the Arsehole? Now, if you love today's bloody good stories, I want you to sit back, relax, smack that like button, and enjoy today's bloody good content. Let's go. Am I the arsehole for telling my mum that she's the cause of all my brother's problems? I, 33 female, have a sister, 30 female, and a little brother, 17 male. My mum, who's a single mother, as our parents divorced while she was pregnant with my brother, was a wonderful mother to both me and my sister. However, she switched up incredibly while raising my brother, so much to the point that I offered to raise my brother instead. So my brother, who is now a junior in high school, has self-esteem issues, especially related to how he looks and weighs. He was a chubby baby, and my mum used to say negative things to him all the time, which I guess kind of ruined his self-esteem. My sister and I always called him cute and handsome, etc., but obviously our mother's words had a bigger effect on him. To put it in perspective for you guys, he's 6'1", underweight, objectively a good-looking kid, yet still finds himself ugly and or fat. I, a 5'8" woman, weigh more than him, and am at a healthy weight. Anyways, despite everything, he's still a cheerful and talkative kid who really does love our mother, and this makes me 10 times angrier. Now on to the problem. I made a mess in the kitchen yesterday while doing a little baking, and I accidentally fell asleep on the couch due to exhaustion, and I forgot to clean up. My mum saw the mess and started screaming at my brother, and my brother said that he'd clean it up and that he was sorry. He basically admitted to doing something that he didn't do, and when I found out, I immediately told my mum that it was my fault, but she said that it was fine. I asked her to apologize to him, but she said that he was a man and that she doesn't need to. I got mad and told her that if she kept this up, then her son will end up doing something drastic. She said that she wasn't doing anything, and I said something along the lines of, "Seriously? You are literally the cause of all his problems." I also called her a terrible mother. She got mad. She said, "I didn't go through all this crap for my own daughter to take a boy's side of her own mother's." She made a lot of gender-based comments like, "You're a girl, you should take my side. And he's a boy, he deserves it, etc., etc." Then she went to her room and she slept. Honestly, I'm just confused now. Also, while I don't regret standing up for my brother, I feel like maybe I shouldn't have blamed her for all his issues, since it's a pretty big accusation, and she's obviously hurt. I'm thinking I should have been more mature, plus she wasn't a bad mother to me or my sister, so maybe that was uncalled for too. But yeah, am I the asshole for blaming my mother for all of my brother's problems? Now in the comments, she sounds misandrist AF. Does he happen to look like his father? Not the asshole at all. I would talk with your brother and try to be his shoulder. Your mum is completely effing him up, and it may be too late to undo all her damage. And edit, I am not implying that he is beyond hope of healing, just that it's going to leave scars. So the quicker you help him start healing, the better. And OP replies, "We're actually mixed. Our dad is East Asian and our mum is white. And he looks more Asian than my sister and I. So yes, he does look more like our dad in a way. The fact that it might be too late, that's what I'm terrified about. I'll still try and be his shoulder though. Thanks." I don't mean to imply that it's beyond hope, only it'll most likely stay with him to some degree. My heart broke reading your post, and I hope you can build up his confidence and lead him to reject her bullshit that he seems to have accepted and internalized. Edit to add, did mum not initiate divorce? Seems to me that she may have unresolved feelings and is talking them out on your bro. Pure speculation on my part though. Not the asshole. Wow, that is some abuse there to your brother. Your mum has really bad, toxic, sexist anger issues, and if it is in regard to your father, then it is quite messed up that she's taking it out on your brother, who is his own person. He is not her former partner, he is her child. I am sorry, but she is abusive and punishing him for his gender. Abuse, no excuse, plain and simple. So yes, based on the information presented, she is a bad mother and the cause of his low self-esteem. And now on to the update. So nobody really asked for an update, but I'm a bit bored and thought, why not? First off, I'd like to say that after reading your replies, I think the reason why Mum is horrible towards my brother is a mix of him looking like my dad and him being a boy, but I don't know for sure. Now for the update. A bit after I made the post, I went to talk to my brother who was in his room. He was fine, but when I asked him to tell me how he felt about, well, everything, he broke down. My heart broke into a million pieces. At that moment, I knew that he couldn't stay with our mother anymore. So I called my brother of 5 years and asked him if my brother and I could move in for a bit. He has the space and my brother gets along with him, so he agreed. My mum didn't give a crap. She didn't even say goodbye to him. She asked me if I could stay, but completely ignored my brother's presence. I tried my hardest to stay calm and not shout at her for it, but the way that she was acting was so mean. According to my sister, my mother still makes mean comments about my brother, even though he's not there, so staying calm is really hard right now. Anyways, I called my dad as well, and basically told him everything. He was a bit angry at first because nobody told him this before, and he wouldn't have left any of us in a different country had he known. But he calmed down and talked to my brother for like over an hour, and by the time he hung up, my brother had tears of joy and relief in his eyes. It is still unclear whether my dad will be visiting, or if my brother will be moving, or how we're going to proceed from now on due to you know what. But I can assure you that my mother won't be able to say anything to my brother again. Unfortunately, I am unable to put my brother into therapy because I don't have a lot of money on me, but I will try and talk to one of my friends who is pretty knowledgeable in the mental health department and see if I can help my brother. Thanks to everyone who gave their 2 cents. Smiley face. And edit, Jesus, thank you all so much for the advice, information, and awards, kindness, and everything. I've taken everything into consideration and have tried to respond to as many replies as I can. I'm going to do some research and will look into getting some help for my brother. I'd also like to say that if you're going, or you went through something similar, I'm rooting for you, and I know many of you may not be religious, but I'm keeping all of you in my prayers. Seriously. Thanks so much for everything, and I hope you all have a wonderful day/night. Now in the comments, hey, I'm happy that you got out of the toxic environment. If you're in the USA, you can apply for medical assistance since your brother has no income. And depending on your age, you may be able to apply for assistance or even get child support from your so-called mom, especially if she is getting child support from your father. And OP replies, I'm actually in the USA, so I'll see what I can do. Thanks. Hello. Many local universities with psychology programs will have free or sliding scale therapy provided to the community, smiley face, and the students are often in their last 2 years of a PhD program and are more than capable. A lot of us, abused as kids, struggle because no one stood up for us ever. Your brother will have a long way to go, and undoubtedly it messed him up, but you've made sure that is one less point on the long list of trauma that abuse can create. And OP replies, I'm very sorry about your situation, sad face. I can't do much, but I hope you have or will find peace. I don't know if you are religious, but I will keep you and every other person who hasn't been able to get out of an abusive situation in my prayers. Thank you. Yep, one of the large aspects I remember from my childhood abuse is how no one ever wanted to rock the boat, and no one stood up for me, no one ever chose me. Our next post is titled, Am I the asshole for mocking my friend about her failed effort to set me up with someone? Okay, I, 27 male, am single and bi. My friend is a person who loves to set people up, and she is generally very good at it. She introduced me to a friend of hers. This girl was funny, smart, and hot. We hit it off, and we were talking to each other a lot, sharing memes and flirting. Things started going downhill when she sent me a video about athletes, and I joked that I had a crush on him in the past. She took some time to reply to that, and then asked me some uncomfortable questions about my sexuality. She asked if I had been with a man, she asked me about my sexual experiences with men, and some more questions along that line. I answered them mostly because some people are curious and open about sex, and that is fine, but after that, our communication slowed to a crawl, and I got the message that she was not interested and stopped talking to her. I told my friend about this, and she just shrugged and said, "That sucks." A few of my friend circle met up for brunch last Sunday, and we were talking and having fun, and in the midst of a conversation, she was playfully boasting about her ability to set people up. I said, "Yeah, sure. So skilled that you set me up with a homophobic woman." I was teasing her, but I think she took it personally, and she stopped laughing. She defended her friend by saying that she was not open-minded enough right now, and then became very quiet, which is totally not her. It kinda killed the vibe. My friend thinks that she feels guilty about this, and I shouldn't have brought it up. I do feel a bit guilty, as I'm sure she would never have done this if she had known that her friend would not be cool with bi guys. I am not really cut up about the relationship not working out, and I'm kind of used to it, so I feel guilty about ruining her day over something that didn't really matter to me. Now in the comments, no assholes here. You didn't know that she would take the joke so roughly, she obviously didn't set you up with a terrible match on purpose, and is not an asshole for being hurt by your comment that implied that it was her fault. OP replies, "Yeah, I'm planning to apologize to her. I really didn't mean to hurt her, as she is one of my best friends." Someone who boasts their setup skills should do some minimal vetting, saying something like, "By the way, this guy is bi. Are you cool with that?" Not the asshole. It really isn't her information to disclose unless OP requests it though. I would argue that this really depends on how out OP is. Since it is relevant information for a potential partner, if OP is very open and casual about being bi, I would include it the same way that I would include the relevant personality traits that make me think they would be a good match. Of course, if OP is more quiet about it and only his close friends know, that's a different conversation. And before anyone gets on me about outing people, I say this as a queer woman who is quite open about it. Like, I don't go around declaring it, but if it's relevant to the conversation, I have no problem mentioning a female ex to strangers. And I would prefer not to waste my time trying to date people who aren't going to handle that well. No assholes here. I guess you probably wouldn't have known that she'd be sensitive about it, but I guess she feels guilty as she thinks it upsets you, and maybe lowered her opinion of someone that she considered a friend. Maybe have a chat with her and let you know that you weren't bothered by it, and that you won't joke about it again if it bothers her. But not in a snarky, "I guess I can't joke about anything anymore" way. Not that I need to warn you specifically, it could just come out that way. Shrug. No assholes here. You didn't mean to hurt her feelings, but she obviously feels bad. If you care about that, just briefly apologize. Tell her you didn't mean to make her feel bad, and no one gets it right every time. Hell, even Babe Ruth had more strikeouts than home runs. If you really mean it, let her know that it wasn't a big deal to you and that you happened to be one of her strikeouts, but you are sure that she has hit it out of the park before. To be honest though, I'm kinda picking up vibes that you might not be okay with the setup, either because this girl thinks she's good at it when she isn't, or because having someone lose interest in you over your bi-ness is a shitty feeling, no matter how used to it you are. And OP replies, I think you may have a point. I don't feel hurt about the girl ditching me. That is a bit disappointing, yes, but I really don't want to be in a relationship with someone who can't accept me whatever their reason. I think what bothered me is my friend's reaction to me telling her her setup had failed. She seemed happy. She said something like, "That sucks," but she kinda perked up hearing that. I felt something off about her reaction, but I'm not able to pin it down right now. She's usually very good at being empathetic and considerate, so maybe that rubbed me the wrong way. I feel like a total asshole. I really should apologize to her. And now on to the update. I got a lot of responses to my post, way more than I expected, and even though I was judged not the arsehole, I found a lot of varied response. I guess what I realized was that I was more upset with her reaction than the failed setup. Dates fail all the time, it's not a big deal. Anyway, I talked to her about it. I explained to her that I wasn't really bothered by it and I didn't blame her for it. I did talk about her weird response and how that had hurt me a little. She apologized for that and told me that she realized she had feelings for me and she felt great when the setup failed, and it took her some time to get that it had not been a pleasant experience for me and she behaved like a bit of an idiot. Her words, not mine. We decided to go on a few dates and see if there was any chemistry, and we had our first date 2 weeks ago. It was just dinner at my place and some wine after her shift at the hospital. It was great. I feel really comfortable with her. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like instead of starting a new relationship, we just added more routines and activities to our old ones. And it feels like not much has changed at all, but what has changed makes us happier. Okay, I should stop trying to jinx it. Things worked out, for now. And now in the comments, well, that was an unexpected twist. I hope it works out for you. And OP replies, honestly, Reddit saved my ass. I think I would have been surprised if people hadn't pointed out that she was maybe into me in the comments. Knowing it was a possibility helped think it through and decide if it's something I wanted without the pressure. What I love about this is how we mind read and can be way off. You were hurt because of your interpretation when she seemed happy that it didn't work out. It turns out the reason was a positive one as it relates to you. I'll have to remember this next time I read someone and interpret it as hurtful. And your expectance shows that the best way to deal with such situations is to communicate. Way to go, OP. So she was trying to set you up with someone, just not the person she, set you up with. That's adorable. And OP replies, I think it was mostly due to the pandemic. She had told me during the really bad phase that she was running on autopilot and she didn't have the physical or emotional energy to deal with people and that she was just running the script for her usual reaction with people. I guess she set us up before she realized she had feelings for me. She has been through a lot during the pandemic. Our next post is titled, Am I the Arsehole for Transferring to Another School? I, 16 male, have a sister, 13, who's going to high school next year, while I'm in my sophomore year in high school. I currently go to the best high school in my city, but honestly I don't like it. It just isn't for me and I barely have any friends there, but the school I do want to go to has my old friends to be with again, so I asked my mum if I could transfer next year and she said yes. My sister and I have never gotten along, mainly because of our age gap. So when she found out that I was transferring, she started berating me, talking about how our mum works so hard for us, and the least I can do is stay at school because, well, it's a good school. I disagreed because yes, although it is a good school, my mental health has not been doing well going there, so I told my sister to leave me alone and that it's my life. So Reddit, am I the arsehole? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the arsehole. I feel like I could be the arsehole for leaving a good school in my city. Now in the comments, not the arsehole. This decision is between you and your mum. Your sister needs to butt out. And edit, upon rereading ages, maybe you should talk to her about why she's reacting this way, because I'm guessing she's maybe worried about the new school and is actually upset that you won't be there to look out for her, no matter how distant the relationship. If not, your mum needs to talk to her about the importance of mental health. That's what I thought, that it's more about that she won't have her older brother there to look out for her at her new school. Not the arsehole. Your mental health is important and should come first. In my opinion, it's better to switch schools and get higher grades and be more dedicated to your learning. It doesn't matter if the other school is better if your grades start to suffer and you feel uncommitted to your learning. Now, I will say, I see that you said that you want to transfer to be with your old friends. As long as you don't plan on slacking off with your friends when you get there, you are not the arsehole. But if you do, I would say you're the arsehole. Changing schools for mental health is valid. To be less of an active participant in your education is not. And OP replies, "Nah, I won't slack off. My grades are good, and even if I transfer, I'll still do my best." And now on to the update. Hello everyone, it's been a while since I made the post, and I wanted to update the situation with my sister as it's kinda resolved itself. My sister still doesn't like the idea of me transferring to another high school, but she has accepted it. Some people were concerned that she may have not wanted me to transfer because she'd be alone and I wouldn't be there. So I asked her, and she said that isn't the case since, as I said before, we are not close due to age gap, so I guess things have smoothed out now. Thank you guys for your judgment. And in the comments, well, I'm happy that worked out for you. Enjoy your new high school. I hope that the new school goes well. Thank you for the update. It was compassionate to check in with your sister about it, even if it wasn't the case. And I'm glad this worked out, but you and your sister don't have a big age gap. Whatever problems you have are not because of your ages. Anyway guys, I think that's where I'm going to end today's video. If you did like it, tell me what you thought about it down in the comments below, and make sure to just interact with everyone in this community. I love each and every one of you that I get to see on a daily basis. And don't forget, if you are a Patreon subscriber, I love you. You're on the screen right now with the YouTube members as well. If you see yourself, give yourself a pat in the back. You guys help me continue this YouTube journey. You keep me going. I see you guys everywhere. I see your messages, and thank you so much for supporting me. I really love every single one of you. But with that all said, I'm going to be signing off now, guys. I hope you have a good day, night, sleep, whatever you're up to, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.